how much tax you pay before, but they don't care. They try to treat everything should be equal.
So the pension is not related to your previous income? I didn't know that.
Right? So this is a equal country, egalitarian country.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did I start paying pension here?
Right? So that's the reason that currently, like my age is 70, past 70 years, we need to make reserve money. How much money? 200,000 US dollars for lifetime. That's insufficient. To many people, not much savings. 200,000 US dollars. Not many people, are few. But how they going to survive? This is average. But they try to treat everybody as average. But this is, I think, fair, very fair. I feel I use that fair, but this is very fair country. Yeah. But different compared with the United States. America is a very rich country. Okay, if you just only get the 25,000 US dollars annual salary, average, half of people, 25,000 only, but they can survive easily because food price is very cheap compared with Japan. Right? Like vegetables almost free. Just big Mississippi basins, they can get lots of agricultural products. They can lot of output, like beans, everything, corn. Japanese, no, we don't have so much, not so much. So in Japan is resourceless. So,
but that has been a blessing for Japan because that drove efficiency, that drove productivity, because otherwise Japan.
Oh, in the past, yes,
yeah.
But recent younger people, they don't work so hard. That is the problem.
You say that, but when I when I look at the reality, is that they still work very hard there.
Oh, only your company.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have my sample size is very limited.
No, this is very small area. This is average Japanese. They don't work so hard. Oh, he wrote a lot of sentences.
This debate on our challenge whether Japan would be a bigger problem if it cannot change our salary policy, as society cannot accept being less equal, or anyway, business circumstances would push us into a new policy on salary. And the question is how we can be prepared for it, or how we can deal with it.
Oh, the Takahashi thinking, this is his thinking approach is right, correct, but nobody for him. He is just a normal opinion. Like, okay, some good person, talent person, doing good job, okay? He can get more money? No. Treat it as equal, right? Like I the same, and my even in American company, treat it the same.
So what would be the best outcome for Japan? A bigger gap between.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you need to go outside Japan, working with overseas company, not Japanese company. This is the only way.
Okay, but what we see is now in Japan, a lot of companies who acquire foreign companies, they are confronted with this problem that the salary structure is different outside of Japan than it is inside Japan. That is a given. Now they are acquiring a lot of companies, so if they want to keep that talent on, they need to pay higher salaries. That's also a given. So how are we going to deal with that? Are we going just to pretend it doesn't happen? Or are we going to accept it and say maybe we need to do something about our salaries as well?
No, Japanese people, they don't.
They will not. But is it good for Japan that way?
They don't.
They don't?
Under the Japanese language environment.
So even though they have to pay higher salaries, it will not have any impact on salaries in Japan.
They don't pay anyway.
Poor network connection. We lost Takashi. Okay.
Reconnecting. He's just, what does this mean?
Yeah, there was network outage on his side.
But poor connection, but no way. He using handyphone or airport Wi-Fi?
I expect he's using pocket Wi-Fi or
Airport Wi-Fi.
Airport Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Airport
Wi-Fi.
Oh, I can listen
Yep.
what you said.
Yeah, your sound is a bit better.
Right.
Even better.
Hmm.
We are discussing hot discussion with Ed. He is non-Japanese. He does not familiar with Japanese environment. Like a person I know, the person working only in the Uniqlo, he only just know Uniqlo. He don't know outside Uniqlo, but he just talking about Uniqlo policy and their strategy. But he's completely isolated from Japanese environment.
I think you have a nest of women behind you, Takai-san. There's constantly women walking back and forth and back and forth.
Why?
Maybe kitchen?
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's a nest.
Station stuff.
なるほど。
Okay, let's moving on. We can be prepared for it. How we can deal with it? No, we cannot. We cannot adopt new policy. This is Japanese problem. I know that. So if you're going to get more higher salary, you need to go outside Japanese organization and society. That's the only way. So if I'm 20 years or younger, I don't work with Japanese company. You know, I go outside Japan. It's more easy to get money. Right? I don't have any problem in English environment doing something. Okay? But my age, my family age, it is very difficult to go outside. Health problem. Right? So this is it. The Japanese will going to change? No, I don't think so. Japanese cultural value is most important rather than economic value in Japan.
But okay, we're also in a situation that Japanese companies get more globalized. We have an aging society, so that means that we will have less people working. Do we have enough talent in Japan to manage these global companies? Do we have? Are we even capable of attracting enough foreign talent to manage Japanese companies?
Nobody care. Nobody care. I tell you, nobody care. I tell you, 10 years later, Japanese GDP per capita 37,000, the same. Singapore is 60,000 already, right? And more. And recent, more they're going to be doubling up compared with Japan. But Japanese people, they don't care. China is catching up with us. Japanese people, they don't care. They sustain the current level of life. They're satisfied. You know, they can eat food, they can health care, they can housing, health care, and eat food, and school. What's more? You are traveling overseas for entertainment, cheap.
Right, but at the same time, can they still keep their lifestyle going if we don't have any leading industries in Japan?
No, they don't know outside Japan.
Yeah. But I mean, basically, all these globalized Japanese companies who are now acquiring companies all over the world, they become globalized companies, right? So these global companies need to be managed.
Don't misunderstand. Japanese is globalized, okay? Japanese globalized, but headquarters is very local.
They could be very local because they are actually acquiring companies.
Maybe my son, my daughter, they're going up to the still 40s, 50s. But my eldest daughter is she is bilingual and native English speaker, native Chinese speaker. But still, they can change their company because very few people can speak English.